My EDC setup changes. I don't want to use the word frequently, but it changes enough to talk about it. So I have different setups depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, and who may or may not be in tow. So I figured I should do like a series about it and kind of put on display the different EDC setups that I have, whether I'm going to the gym, whether I have my kids in tow, whether I'm going to a place that doesn't allow firearms. I have like core items that I bring with me no matter what. But then depending on, the location and the people, I either add or take away from that core set. The first EDC setup I'm going to talk about is what I carry when I go to the gym. I go to several different gyms. And when I go to private gyms, I have one setup. When I go to, public gyms that may or may not have, firearm policies, I have another setup. But by and large, my gym setup is a core setup, and I'd like to show you what it is. Sometimes I think like, damn, am I paranoid because I feel like I need to carry at the gym? And then you have situations that happened the other day in Vegas. I bet all of those people, or the large majority of people, didn't think that they needed to carry at the gym. Is it ideal? Does it make me feel good? Like, do I feel some type of way about it? Some days more so than others. Even if I leave the house and I'm just running to the grocery store and I don't have a firearm on me, I always think twice, like, damn, maybe today is gonna be the day. And it's not that I'm paranoid or I think, people are after me or any of that. I would just always rather be ready than having to get ready and not have the opportunity to, you know what I mean? So let's walk through my gym setup. All right, so we just got to the gym and I figure I'll show you my first EDC item, which is pretty much an integral part of all of my setups, especially because I live in the desert, and that is a water bottle. Specifically this one though, that I got from the good folks over at Iron Infidel. This is their 64-ounce battle bottle. And I talked about this in a previous video. I'll link it to the top if it is up at the time of recording this one. But this is a super cool water bottle. It has a bunch of different features that I love. Amazing company, amazing products. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to pick one of these up. Since we're still in the car, I think it makes sense to talk about this next item, which is my key setup. So I used to sound like a janitor when I was coming down the hall. You would know that it was me because you could hear me, until I started researching, more practical ways to just carry your everyday carry items, including obviously keys. This was what I decided to go with. It is the Ridge by MKBHD. They have these in a bunch of different colorways. I chose to do black because black is one of my favorite colors and it just goes with the aesthetic. Now I carry a couple different keys to my properties. I have a key to my P.O. box since I'm always, going to get packages and, reviewing stuff for you guys that these amazing companies send me. I think it's really nifty to have this little loop here. It's really heavy duty and it comes with a couple key rings and also this little belt clip. So if I ever found myself needing to just put this in, attach it to my pants or whatever I might be carrying, it allows me to do that. So you got that right there. Instead of putting it in and out of the bag, I can just have them on my hip, whether I'm wearing, workout pants or jeans or what have you. This really comes in handy, and it's nice not to be jingling everywhere I go. So yeah, if you have never considered, one of these key organizers, I carry 4 comfortably. There's a little screw right here that you can tighten and loosen to remove and then be able to stuff more keys in there. It has really kind of changed the way that I carry my keys. I got into the habit of just putting every single key that I owned or needed at one point onto a single set of keys, and it's just unnecessary. I have 2 of these, and this is the one that I carry on my person every day. It just holds the keys that I use on a regular basis, and then I have a spare one that I put keys on that I use, but just not as frequently, so I'm not just jangling around everywhere that I go. And then I swap out the keys as necessary. We have a couple different cars. I'm usually driving this Explorer. This is my mom vehicle. So this is what I drive most often because I usually have the kids. So yeah, this is the Ridge by MKBHD. You can buy them on Amazon or directly from his website, and I'm pretty happy with it. I already took some pre-workout, so I need to speed this up because I'm tingling. Okay, so next up on the list is this bag that I have buckled to my chest. I have been carrying this bag for, I don't know, at least like 2 years now. And before getting this bag, I used to carry, you know, the typical standard like duffel bag, the gym bags that you normally see around, but it just wasn't very practical. There wasn't a lot of organizational options for it, and it just kind of got in the way, and I just didn't like it. So since those times of carrying a regular duffel, I have switched to this Chrome Industries sling bag, and this thing pretty much goes a lot of different places with me, obviously depending on the environment. So I'm going to take you through kind of the aesthetics of the bag, the features of the bag on the outside, and then what I actually stuff in this bag to allow me to have a good workout. First things first, I love this bag because of this buckle. It is like their flagship feature on some of their bags. It's literally like the old school car seat buckles. My first car was like a 1990 Toyota Corolla, and it just reminds me of like the seat belts in that car. And it's just a really solid buckle. This is not unlatching. If someone ever tried to like snatch this off of me, my whole body is going to be going with them, because you are not going to be able to snatch this off of anybody who's wearing it. It operates just like an old school seatbelt buckle. You push the center button to unlatch it, and it just goes crossbody. It also has a way for you to, you know, tighten the fit of it and whatnot. And then I also like it because there's a secondary buckle here. So it allows you to really just have this nice and secure on you. You can pull it as tight as you can in either direction. And it just allows you to have a nice and comfortable bag, messenger kind of carrier bag on you. For me, this is what I like in the gym. It allows me, you know, if I didn't want to set it down, I can hold it on me while I'm doing my exercises and not get in the way. It's just a very practical way to carry the stuff that I carry to the gym. And I've been doing this for a few years now. In addition to that, on the days where I decide to ride my bike to the gym, I can actually put my security loop, like the U-lock. It fits right into this little sleeve, I guess, that goes from one side to the other. And then there are also these straps here on the bottom. Since I am a content creator, I usually have a tripod or something with me, so the tripod can fit right into this little part here. And it just really makes for a solid setup. I've had this for over 2 years actually, and none of the buckles have ever broken, none of the straps have ever come loose. The stitching is solid. When I say I'm pretty rough with this bag, I'm rough with this bag. And it's still, outside of, you know, being dirty, you know, having kids and, you know, coming in and out of the gym, being in the desert, it gets dusty out here. This is in really, really good condition for how I deal with this bag. So yeah, Chrome Industries, this is their sling. I don't remember the liter or the size. I'll put a link in the description below for this bag as well, but this is a really, really solid bag, not just for the gym, but just as like a messenger carrier type of setup. Now for what's in it. I'll just kind of go from the outside to the inside. So the front pocket houses my jump rope. I don't go to any workout facility, whether I'm, you know, going to the track or going to an indoor or an outdoor gym or whatever I'm doing, going to the park. I will always have a jump rope with me. This is my favorite form of cardio. I feel like it's one of the most efficient ways to get your heart rate up and really just kind of get in the zone of working out. And I swear by this thing. This is a weighted jump rope that I've had for probably, I don't know, 3 years or so now. The handles are like £1 pound each, so it gives you that extra little oomph. In addition to the challenge of jump roping in general, it's just a solid rope. It's a speed rope. I like doing, you know, little speed, you know, double unders and all the little tricks and stuff that I know how to do, and it works out perfectly. So first thing, as far as like dedicated workout gear, is this jump rope. Next, we have a heart rate monitor. So obviously I have an Apple Watch, but I have found that actually tracking and measuring my heart rate with a dedicated heart rate monitor has allowed me to get more detailed readings of where I'm at from a fitness and a cardiovascular standpoint, I use the app called Fitiv, and I like it better than I do my Apple Watch. Luckily, there's an Apple Watch version of the app, so when I have it active on my phone, I'm able to, see the readings and stuff on my Apple Watch, and they all kind of work in conjunction with each other. And I love this. This is from Garmin. I'm pretty sure there's better ones out there. I've had this one for a couple years, so I'm sure there's like updated versions that you can get. But for me, this has worked solidly. I'm able to track my progress and I love it. So heart rate monitor. After that, we have, still in this front pocket, I got snacks. I'm always like snacking on something. I try to keep it as healthy as possible. So I have something sweet and something salty. Usually I'll have like a meat stick of some sort or some beef jerky. And then I have these organic kind of fruit leather things that I got. Both of these I got from Costco. My snacks alternate. It's not always these things, but it's typically something of this nature. So snacks always stay in the bag because I'm either needing something on the go before I work out or I need something afterwards to just get something in my belly. All right, so next thing up on the list is an essential, I think, that you have to have anytime that you're gonna go work out, and that's a dedicated set of headphones. So these are the Bose QC45s, I believe. I've had these for a few years too. I've only had to replace them once because I might have stepped on them, but that was early on in the process of, transitioning from just having AirPods. I've never had the AirPod Maxes. I don't plan to get them. These work just fine. Bose has amazing sound quality. These are noise canceling and they're super comfortable. I also found these little cups on the interweb. So this is a material that can break down over time. I don't think it's just specific to the Bose, but any of those like cushiony headphones, I'm sweating and there's constant friction pulling them on and pulling them off. So these little, what are these called? Like WD, I'll put a link in the description for these. I've only ever had to buy one pair of them. I wipe them down every so often. It's kind of gross now that I think about it. I don't remember the last time I wiped them down, but I do wipe them down occasionally, and I just pop them back onto each ear cup, and you don't even notice them. It actually makes it kind of a little bit more comfortable or cushiony. So yeah, these are my Bose. These are my go-to headphones for when I work out. They stay on my head even when I'm jump roping. They're just a solid set of headphones for audiophiles and novices alike. After that, we have these. These are Angles 90 hand grips. So these are the most ergonomic hand grips I've ever used. I have a set that I obviously carry with me in my bag, and then I have a set at my home gym. These come in handy in so many different workout situations. So if I'm outside doing a more calisthenics or body weight focus exercise, I can put these on like tree branches and other things that I can find and do pull-ups or rows or just a number of things. And then in the gym, sometimes you're having to wait, especially if you're in a busier box gym. I have memberships all over town, and I always have these with me. That way I'm never having to wait for a set of hand grips or like looking for different machines, to steal a set of the hand grips or whatever. These are phenomenal. They're very ergonomic. There's a bunch of different positions and configurations that you can put these in to achieve different exercises and movements, and I highly recommend these. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to get your hands on some of these. Next up, still in that main compartment, I have these fat grips. So I love these fat grips. I have a couple different sizes, but these are the ones that stay in my bag. It's kind of a one size fits all, but there are different circumferences or different sizes that you can get, and it just gives you more bang for your buck when you are doing stuff that involves your hands. It forces you to work on your grip strength because you're already lifting the weight. You have less leverage when you have these on, so it forces your muscles to work just a little bit harder. So fat grips, these are, I think, the smallest circumference that I have, and these were the most practical to be able to fit into this bag. We still got quite a few things to go. Next up, this thing right here. This really comes in handy for leg days. It is a portable percussive type of massage gun. A company by the name of Hey Chi sent this to me many moons ago, and I use this all the time. In between sets, in between workouts, at the end of my workouts, sometimes in the beginning of the workouts, whenever I need to like work out a knot of any kind, you just push the button, it starts going, and instant relief whenever I need it. Super happy with this. Hey T, thank you for sending this. I'm a huge fan of it. So if you need a small mini massage gun, highly recommend this. This is always in my bag. I'm tingling, I need to get my workout in, and then we'll come back to the rest of the stuff that's in this bag. We're gonna do a little bit of everything today. So what you may not have noticed while I was jump roping is the fact that I'm able to have a firearm on my person. So this is a small little bodyguard 380, Smith & Wesson 380, that I'm able to keep right in here due to this fancy little setup that I got from Leisure Carry. So this is the first time I've ever been able to carry while I'm in workout pants. Usually to carry on your person, it requires you to have more structured pants. But with this utility clip style belt that they designed, it allows you to carry a firearm in your leisure style pants. Whether in workout sweats, legging style, or in yoga pants, or even if I'm in workout shorts, I'm able to carry this on my person. So this is unloaded just for the comfortability of others. I let the other people in the gym know that I was pulling this out just to show you guys what I have. But as you can see, I'm able to jump rope. I'm able to go through my full workout, and nothing comes off. It's safe, it's secure. These clips on here are extremely strong. And if you know me, you know that I'm usually wearing something like this. So obviously you always see me in these YouTube videos with a black V-neck. But I like to be leisure. I'm usually momming it up, you know, running mom errands. So I usually have on some type of sweatpants or jeggings or leggings or something. So to be able to carry this on my person and not have to like have an extra purse or an extra bag and just literally clip this onto whatever pants that I'm wearing is just like a super duper game changer. They actually sent me 2 of these. I'll be doing a giveaway in another video, a dedicated video where I actually go through how this actually works. I just wanted to show this to you as part of my EDC setup, because now anytime I'm going to a gym where I'm able to carry a firearm, this is the way that I carry. This is my choice. Right now I'm carrying a very small compact style firearm, which is the Smith & Wesson 380, but I have carried the Glock 43X MOS. I've carried the Echelon on me, which is not as practical as something small like this, but usually if I'm in a gym, I'm carrying something small like this, and this leisure carry belt, it's a game changer. All right, so another cool thing that has made its way into my gym bag as of late are these really cool gloves that I got from a company called Flip Mitts. I don't know if you can see that logo. These are some really, really cool, multi-purpose, multifunctional gloves. So one person made a comment on my videos the other day that they were shocked or surprised or impressed by all the different talents and hobbies and like passions of mine. So surprise, here's another one. I used to be a drummer, and I have the hands and the calluses to prove it. You know, all those years having the friction and stuff rubbing against my hands, I have like permanent calluses on my hands that my husband's not too fond of. And then to couple that with being a gym girl, I don't know why I never ever got into wearing gloves. I always found them restrictive and uncomfortable. But these right here, there's probably like 20 different ways that you can wear and apply these gloves, and working out is one of them. So you can wear them as like a workout glove. It covers the palms of your hands. You can cover them so like when the times, you know, they're cold or whatever, you have a little mitt type of function. And then you can also wear these as like a sweatband, so you can pull them all the way down on your wrist, and you know, when it's time, you can just wipe the sweat off. I've been using these for a few weeks now, and they have become a staple in my setup. So when I'm not using the fat grips and I'm not using dumbbells, I'll usually put these on when I'm using a different type of bar, or you know, doing a pulling function like these lat pull downs. They're not restrictive. They give somewhat of a compression that I have found myself enjoying. But yeah, it gives me full coverage of the palms of my hands. I guess I'm starting to reverse those calluses to a certain degree. And I'm really happy with them. So these Flip Mitts gloves, I got the heavy duty version and the black colorway, surprise, surprise. And I find them to be very functional and very useful. They're also made out of this, a breathable bamboo fabric. So they are technically antimicrobial, anti-funk. So they're not supposed to be smelling based off of the sweat that it will be pouring into them or that will be absorbed into them. It's just a really cool glove, very different from your conventional gloves that you find for workouts. And I'm a big fan. Flip Mitts. All right, so just finished that workout. I've got a few more items in my bag that I gotta show you. And yeah, I think I have a solid EDC setup that I don't plan on changing anytime soon. But there's a few more goodies that I gotta show you. Okay, now that we are finished with the workout, I'll show you guys the last two things that are in this bag. We have the flashlight, the Olight Arcfeld Pro. I really enjoyed this flashlight, not just because it's like a heavy duty, I don't know, maybe this is made out of aluminum. It's a very solid light. It feels good in the hand. There's no real like ergonomic aspects of it to like make it fit better in your hand, but it just feels good. It has a nice weight to it. I know that, you know, lightweight is all the rage, but I like something that has like a little weight to it, so you know that there's actually materials in here that justify the price. So a few functions of this light that I really enjoy are the fact that there's a UV option, there is a laser option, and obviously the flashlight option that has 3 different brightness levels. The reason why I like the UV function is for when we travel. I'm a stickler for like germs and cleanliness and all of that. So using this UV light, I shine it on the sheets and on the walls and all of that. And if I find something questionable, you better believe the front desk is gonna get a call so we can get switched out of the room. In addition to the UV, it has the laser function. So it's a green laser. You're obviously not gonna be able to see that right now, but there is a green laser. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't do that. There's a green laser, and then you switch the little function again, and then you have the flashlight. It goes 3 different brightness levels. I think you can see that in the video. So it has a really nice throw. Just brightness in general is very useful. And then it has these little indicator lights. So when I turn it on, you see where the battery level is at. Turn this back on through those little indicator lights. It also charges with a little magnetic base. I don't really care too much for stuff that charges, you know, with proprietary charging cables and apparatuses. I do wish that this was just a USB style charger, but you know, there's pros and cons to everything, and that happens to be one of the cons to this light. I just wish the charging options were more readily available because if I don't have that magnetic base and the magnetic cable and this flashlight dies, well then I just don't have a flashlight anymore. It is a little bit more expensive than other options out there, but you do get what you pay for. Next up, coming out of this bag is my knife option. This is called the Shift. And it is pretty awesome. I got this from a subscription service that I'm subscribed to called Bespoke Post. And it just gives you a bunch of different boxes of from brands that you may not hear about on a regular basis. It's not that they're not popular, they're just not as popular as other brands. And it just allows the brands to get more exposure and us as consumers to get exposed to really cool products out there. This comes with about 8 different blades. It's a really slick setup. Nice form factor, nice function, has a nice weight to it. It's really easy to switch out the blades. I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, this is a really cool option, especially when I go into a gym that does not allow firearms. There's no place where I frequent that off the top of my head where I can't bring a knife. So I always have some type of knife or multi-tool in hand. This is really cool. The ergonomics of it are really nice. It has a little clip function, so that's how it stays secured in my bag. And yeah, it's a really cool knife. 2 more staples in this bag, and then I think we will be done. So I carry a tourniquet in all of my bags. You never know when you're gonna find yourself in a situation where someone is bleeding and you gotta stop the bleeding, otherwise they're gonna die. So I have a tourniquet in this bag, and I also have an emergency bandage. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. I've never had to use the tourniquet. I've never had to use an emergency bandage, but in the event that I ever did, there that is. Last, but certainly not least, I got a bunch of these little, these little hand sanitizer packets. I just restocked a little while ago, so that's why I have so many. I usually only have like 2 or 3. The gym is full of germs and sweat and nastiness, so whenever I get in the car, I'll whip one of these out and use it. So there's that. And that's it. That is what is in my gym bag. What are the things that you bring to the gym? I just let you know everything that comes with me. This does vary a little bit depending on what gym I'm going to, but for the most part, this is the stuff that's always on me. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope it was useful. I hope that if you've never seen some of these products and you found them to be, you know, something that you might consider carrying, please use the descriptions down below. I'm pretty sure the majority of them will be affiliate links, not just because they have sent them to me. A lot of the stuff I purchased with my own money. But in any case, if I carry it on me, it's because I trust them and I use them in my real everyday life. So I will see you in the next one. I think the next video in this series will be my EDC setup when I have my kiddos with me, because I'm not always carrying this bag or this amount of stuff, but I have a really, really cool EDC bag that empowers me as a mother of small children. So if this brought you any value, please do hit the like button, share it with a friend, and be sure to subscribe, because there's going to be a couple more videos in this specific series, because I do have multiple EDC setups depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, and who is in tow. Okay, bye.